Dr. Ilara Voss was alone in the lab when the first alarm began to sound. It was a low, pulsing hum that made the floor tremble under her boots. She looked up from the microscope, her eyes narrowing. "That's not a system check," she muttered. She tapped her earpiece. "Control, what's going on? I'm in Medical Bay 2. There was no answer. The silence was worse than the alarm. In the corner of the room, the containment chamber glowed a pale blue, holding a vial of dark red liquid, human blood. It was labeled with nothing but a date and the code HX1. Ilara felt a chill run down her spine. She had been told to run tests, nothing more, no explanations, no context. But she had seen enough strange results in the last week to know this was no ordinary sample. The door behind her hissed open, and Commander Rin stepped in. He was tall, wearing the crisp black uniform of the Jupiter Research Authority. His voice was calm, but his eyes weren't. "Doctor, secure the sample, now." Ilara blinked. "What's happening?" "We intercepted a transmission," Rin said. "Someone knows what's in that vial. They're coming for it." She hesitated. "Coming for human blood? Why?" Rin's jaw tightened. "It's not just blood. It's something else. Something dangerous." Before she could ask more, the lights flickered and died. A deep red glow filled the room. Emergency mode. A second alarm began to blare, sharper and faster. Somewhere in the station, metal groaned as if something heavy had forced its way in. "Stay here!" Rin barked, drawing his sidearm and stepping into the hallway. The instant he left, the glass of the containment chamber began to mist over. Ilara frowned. The security seal was breaking. She moved closer, her breath quickening. A voice whispered, behind her. "Step away from the vial, Doctor." She froze. Slowly she turned. A figure stood in the shadows, slender, with skin the color of wet stone and eyes that glowed faintly green. An alien. She had seen this species before, the Saurith, known for their silent movements and sharp intelligence. "Who are you?" Ilara asked. "Someone who can stop a war," the alien replied softly. "Give me the blood, and no one here will die." Her mind raced. "If it's so dangerous, why would you want it?" The alien's gaze hardened. "Because your species doesn't understand what it carries. One drop of that blood can kill my people in seconds, and not just mine. Dozens of species across the stars. If the others find out, they will destroy Earth before you can explain." Ilara's hands tightened around the control panel. "Then you're here to protect us." The alien hesitated. "I am here to remove the threat." A sharp metallic clang echoed through the corridor, followed by a scream. Rin's voice roared over the intercom. "Intruder alert! Multiple hostiles!" Gunfire crackled in the distance. The alien stepped forward. "Time is short. Give me the vial." Ilara's instincts screamed at her not to. She pressed the emergency lockdown. The chamber sealed again, this time with a reinforced barrier. "You don't understand," she said, her voice shaking. "If it's that dangerous, we can't just destroy it without knowing why it's in us." The alien's eyes narrowed, but before he could speak, the door exploded inward. Two more figures stormed in, heavily armored, with insect-like faces and curved blade-like limbs. They moved fast, too fast. The alien beside Ilara hissed, "Kethar." The insect creatures lunged for the chamber, but the alien intercepted them, slashing with a concealed blade. One fell screeching, but the other shoved him into the wall with bone-cracking force. Ilara grabbed the vial from the chamber while the fight raged. The alien shouted, "Run!" She sprinted into the corridor, clutching the vial to her chest. The hallway was chaos, sirens wailing, security forces firing at shadowy shapes. Somewhere above, the sound of hull plating tearing open shook the air. Rin appeared ahead, blood on his forehead. "Voss, do you have it?" "Yes," she gasped. "Good, we're leaving now." He pulled her toward the docking bay, but she noticed his hand trembled. They reached the airlock, and Rin slammed the controls. As the door began to seal, Ilara caught a glimpse of the alien from the lab limping toward them. His eyes met hers, pleading, desperate, but Rin didn't open the door. "Wait," she shouted. "He saved me." Rin's voice was cold. "He's not coming with us. You have no idea who he works for." The door shut, cutting off the alien's face. Ilara felt a knot in her stomach. As their shuttle detached from the station, she looked out the viewport. The research lab was surrounded by small black ships swarming like vultures. She saw flashes of light as weapons fired. Then, in an instant, the entire station erupted into a silent bloom of fire. Her breath caught. The blood... "What's really in it, Rin?" He didn't answer at first. His gaze was fixed on the stars ahead. Finally, he said quietly, "Something the universe will kill us all to erase." But in her hand, the vial seemed to pulse, as if it were alive. And deep down, Ilara knew this was only the beginning. The colony on Veris Prime was supposed to be peaceful, a place where aliens and humans could meet without fear. Ambassador Jelen was the first of his kind to visit the settlement. He was tall and graceful, with shimmering blue skin that changed color when he was nervous. Ilara's voice echoed in the comms room as she listened to the live feed. "How is the ambassador doing, Rin?" Rin adjusted his headset. He just finished greeting the human delegation. So far, so good. The room was quiet, except for the soft buzz of machines. Suddenly, the screen flickered, and the image of Jelen changed. His bright blue skin paled into a sickly grey. "What's happening?" Ilara asked, her fingers hovering over the keyboard. The screen showed Jelen's face twisting in pain. He clutched his chest and fell to his knees. Around him, his guards shouted and scrambled to help. One of the humans stepped forward, a diplomat named Margot. "Ambassador, are you okay?" Jelen gasped. "My cells! They're breaking down! It's the blood! Your blood!" Margot's eyes widened. "That's impossible. We only shook hands." Jelen's voice was weak but urgent. "Even a small touch. Your blood, it destroys my body from inside." Ilara and Rin exchanged stunned looks. The peaceful meeting had turned into a nightmare. "Is this some kind of poison?" Ilara asked, pacing. Rin shook his head. "It's not poison. I've never seen anything like it." Back on the colony, scientists hurried to analyze samples. The results were chilling. Human blood contained a substance, unknown and deadly, that attacked alien cells like acid. "This can't be," one scientist whispered. "How can humans carry something so lethal without knowing?" Ilara stared at the data. "We need to warn Earth and all allied planets. This could start a war." Suddenly a message flashed on the screen. Encrypted. Urgent. Rin decoded it quickly. "It's a warning from the Outer Council," he said grimly. "They call it the Red Death, a biological weapon hidden in human blood. If we don't act fast, every alien species will declare humans a threat." Ilara's heart pounded. "But how? Why would human blood be a weapon?" A scientist stepped forward. "Long ago, humans fought a secret war. Their blood was changed, either by accident or design, to protect them from enemies. It's like a hidden shield, or a weapon." Margot looked pale. "We never knew. We just thought humans were tough." Rin slammed his fist on the table. "Tough isn't enough anymore. Now, they see us as a danger to all life." Ilara's eyes narrowed. "We have to find a way to control this before it controls us." But the Council was already acting. Ships from several alien races were gathering at the borders of human space. Their leaders spoke in fear and anger. One diplomat said, "If humans carry this Red Death, we must isolate them, quarantine Earth before it spreads." Another growled, "Or eliminate the threat before it grows." Back in the lab, Ilara received a call. "Doctor, you need to see this." She hurried to a secure room. A video played, captured on the colony's security cams. A small child human had wandered into an alien nursery. She touched a plant, then her own skin. The plant wilted instantly. Nearby, an alien infant began to cough violently, its skin turning black. Ilara's voice trembled. The blood isn't just dangerous in fights, it kills life around humans. Rin looked grim. This changes everything. If humans don't control their own biology, they are a walking disaster. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the doorway. The alien from the lab appeared again, silent, serious. "You must stop this," he said, "before the universe destroys you." Ilara asked, "Why should we trust you?" He looked away. "Because I want to save my people, and yours. But time is running out." Rin narrowed his eyes. "We need to work together, or no one will survive." As the colony's alarms blared again, Ilara realized the strange incident was only the beginning. The secret hidden in human blood was waking forces far older and more dangerous than anyone imagined. In the quiet halls of the Galactic Council, tension hung thick like smoke. Representatives from dozens of alien worlds sat around a massive circular table, their faces grim. The news from Various Prime and the Jupiter Lab had shaken them all. Ambassador Lear was the first to speak. His voice was low but firm. "Humans carry a weapon inside their veins. Their blood kills more than just enemies, it kills life itself. We cannot ignore this." A tall, thin representative from the planet Syra spoke next. "Isolation is not enough. If this Red Death spreads, our entire galaxy will fall. We must act now." From the far side of the room, a voice of calm reason spoke. "We need a plan that stops the threat without starting a war. We cannot destroy Earth without proof. But proof is all around us," a fierce alien with scales said, pounding the table. "The colony attack, the ambassador's death, these are signs of danger." Ilara watched the meeting through a secure video link, her heart pounding. She knew the Council's fear could lead to war. "If they decide to fight, no one wins," she whispered. A message came in, a secret report from deep space. "3 fleets are moving toward the solar system," Rin said. "They claim to be diplomats, but their ships are armed." Ilara frowned. "Are they coming for the blood sample?" "More than that," Rin said grimly. "They want to control humanity or destroy it." That night, Ilara met with her team in a hidden room beneath the station. "We can't wait for the Council to decide our fate," she said. "We need to understand the blood ourselves." One scientist asked, "How? We don't even know what makes it deadly." Ilara pulled up ancient records. "Look here, humans were altered long ago by a species called the Guardians. They changed our blood to protect us. But why keep it secret?" A young researcher asked. "Because it's dangerous," Ilara answered. "If anyone knew, they'd fear us. Or worse, they'd try to use us as weapons." Suddenly the room's lights flickered. The door hissed open. 2 figures stepped inside, wearing dark cloaks and masks. "Who are you?" Rin demanded, reaching for his weapon. "We are here to help," one said, voice smooth. "The war is coming, and your enemies are closer than you think." Ilara studied them carefully. "How do we know we can trust you?" The other figure removed their mask, revealing sharp eyes and a calm smile. "Because we want peace. And because we know what's at stake." They showed maps and plans, enemy ships, hidden spies, secret weapons. "The silent war has begun," the stranger said. "A war fought in shadows and lies." Ilara swallowed hard. "Then we must fight shadows with light." Over the next days, the team worked tirelessly, gathering intelligence and preparing defenses. But the enemy was always one step ahead. Sabotage struck the lab's power system. Data was stolen. Trust grew thin. One night, Ilara found Rin staring out at the stars. "Do you think we can survive this?" He didn't answer right away. Then he said, "We have to, because if we don't, the universe will lose more than just Earth." Ilara nodded. "And if the blood is the key, then we must unlock its secrets before it locks us out." The silent war had begun, and the clock was ticking. The quiet of the research station shattered in an instant. Alarms screamed, red lights flashed, and the walls trembled with distant explosions. Dr. Ilara Voss scrambled through the corridors, clutching the vial of human blood like a fragile secret. "Rin, what's happening?" she shouted into her communicator. "Attack!" came the sharp reply. "Multiple hostiles breached the outer defenses. They're coming for the sample." Ilara's breath hitched. "How many?" "Too many to count." "Moved to secure." "The lab!" She darted through the twisting halls toward the containment chamber. Security drones hummed overhead, firing warning shots at shadowy figures moving too fast to see clearly. Ahead, two figures clashed in a deadly dance. One was a tall alien with blade-like arms, his movements swift and brutal. The other, smaller but fierce, wielded a hidden energy dagger. Ilara recognized the smaller one, the alien who had warned her before, the Saurith. He fought with desperation, trying to stop the attackers from reaching the blood. "Ilara, get out!" "Of here!" the Saurith hissed, parrying a heavy strike. "No!" she shouted. "I have to protect this. It's the only hope." Suddenly, one attacker grabbed her arm, cold and strong. She twisted and broke free, sprinting to the chamber, but the door was damaged, sparks flying from the locking mechanism. Behind her, shouts grew louder. "We don't have much time," Rin's voice warned. Ilara pressed her palm against the control panel, fingers flying over the damaged console. The door slid open just as two insectoid warriors burst into the room. One lunged for the vial. Ilara dodged, feeling a sharp pain as a claw grazed her side. "Rin!" she called. He arrived, firing his pulse rifle. The attackers fell back, snarling. The Saurith leapt in beside him, slicing through the nearest enemy. "This is just the beginning," the Saurith growled. "They want to use your blood as a weapon. They don't care who dies." Ilara swallowed hard, clutching the vial tighter. "Then we have to stop them." As the battle raged, the station shook. A blast rocked the far wall, sending debris flying. Ilara stumbled but caught herself. "To the shuttle bay," Rin ordered. "We can't hold this place." Together, they fought their way through the chaos, carrying the precious vial like a beacon in the dark. Outside, the sky was torn by flashing starships and laser fire. Ilara's heart pounded. "If they get this weapon, no one is safe." Rin's eyes were hard. "Then we fight until our last breath." They reached the shuttle just as enemy troops closed in. The ramp hissed shut behind them. Ilara looked back one last time, flames licking. The station's walls, her home now a battlefield. The shuttle shook violently as it lifted off. Ilara pressed the vial to her chest. "We survived," she whispered. "But this war is far from over." The shuttle's engines hummed softly as it sped through the void. Ilara sat quietly, staring at the vial resting on the table before her. The red liquid seemed to pulse faintly, like a heartbeat in a jar. Rin broke the silence. "We need answers. Why is human blood so deadly?" Ilara nodded. "There are old records, hidden deep in Earth's archives. I found references to a secret war, long before we even reached the stars." Rin leaned forward. "A war? Against whom?" Ilara's voice was low. "Against a race called the Kethar. They were hunters, predators who wanted to control or kill all. Life they found?" She pulled up a holographic image. Ancient texts showing humans in battle, their faces fierce but desperate. "The Guardians helped us," she explained. "A mysterious species changed our blood. They made it lethal to many alien species, especially predators like the Kethar." "But why?" Rin asked. "Why make humans a walking weapon?" "Because we were weak," Ilara said. "The Guardians gave us a gift, a defense, but it came with a curse. The blood kills without control. It's a weapon that can destroy friends and enemies alike." A sudden knock made them jump. The door slid open slowly, revealing a visitor, an elderly human woman, her eyes tired but sharp. "You speak of the Guardians," she said quietly. "I am Dr. Maris Hale. I was part of the original project." Ilara stood. "Can you tell us more?" Maris nodded. The Guardians appeared centuries ago. They saw humanity was on the brink of extinction. They offered help, but it changed us. Our blood was altered at a genetic level, Rin frowned. Altered how? Maris looked at the vial. It produces proteins that act like toxins to alien cells. It's not natural, it's engineered. And it reacts unpredictably. Sometimes it lies dormant, sometimes it kills instantly. Alara asked, could it be controlled? Maris shook her head. We never found a way. The project was shut down after it caused too many problems. Rin's voice was grim. So we're carrying a ticking time bomb inside us. Exactly, Maris said. And now the universe knows. Many want to use it as a weapon. Others want to destroy it, and us. Alara clenched her fists. We need to find a way to stop this, before the Red Death destroys more than just enemies. Maris stepped closer. There is one last thing. The Guardians left a warning. They said, one day, the weapon in our blood might turn against us. Rin's eyes widened. Turn against us? How? Maris's voice dropped. If the blood's power grows unchecked, it could become lethal to humans themselves, a slow poison, spreading through our own kind. Alara felt a chill. A weapon and a curse. And no one warned us. Outside the shuttle, stars blinked cold and distant. Inside, the weight of the secret pressed heavy. Rin said softly, we have to find the Guardians. If anyone can help, it's them. Alara nodded, determination burning in her eyes. This fight isn't just for Earth anymore, it's for all life, and for our own survival. The shuttle was silent except for the soft hum of the engines. Alara studied the vial again, thinking about the warning from the Guardians. Suddenly, the comm system beeped. It was a message from their trusted ally, Dr. Kale, a brilliant scientist, who had helped them decode the blood secrets. Kale, you there? Alara asked. Yes, Doctor, I've made a breakthrough, came the excited reply. But there's something else. Someone is watching us. Before Alara could respond, the screen flickered, and a shadowy figure appeared behind Kyle. A hand glamped over his mouth. The feed cut out. Rin's eyes narrowed. We've been compromised. Someone betrayed us, Alara said, voice tight. But who? They checked the security logs. The data showed Kyle's lab had been broken into. Files were deleted. The blood sample's location was almost revealed. Alara felt a cold wave of dread. The enemy is closer than we thought. Hours later, as they planned their next move, a soft knock came at the door. It was Kale, but he looked different, nervous, guarded. I'm fine, he said quickly. No harm done. Rin eyed him. You were on the feed when it cut out. What happened? Kyle shrugged. They tried to scare me off, but I'm still with you. Alara wanted to believe him, but something felt wrong. That night, Alara stayed up late, reviewing the data again. She noticed strange patterns, small, gaps in the logs, encrypted messages sent without their knowledge. Her heart sank as realization hit. Kyle's the traitor, she called Rin immediately. We need to confront him before it's too late. They found Kyle in the shuttle's lab, pretending to work. Kyle, we know, Alara said, steady but firm. You betrayed us. He smiled coldly. You're sharp, Doctor. Yes, I worked with them, the Warlord's forces. They promised power, control over the Blood's weapon. Rin raised his gun. Why, Kale? Why betray your own? Kale's eyes glittered. Because power is everything. Humanity's secret can make me stronger than anyone. Ilara's voice was calm. You don't understand. The blood is a curse, not a gift. Kyle laughed. I'll be the last one standing when it all burns. Suddenly, alarms blared. Kyle lunged toward the controls, trying to open the shuttle's airlock. Rin grabbed him, wrestling fiercely. You won't get away. Alara pressed a button locking the airlock. You leave us no choice. Kale struggled, but finally stopped, defeated. Before they could breathe, a new message arrived on the screen, a countdown. They've begun the final phase, Rin said grimly. Our enemies have the blood weapon. We're running out of time. Ilara's mind raced. Betrayed by their own, hunted by enemies, with the universe closing in. The fight was far from over. The stars outside the shuttle seemed calm, but inside, everything was chaos. The countdown on the stolen screen replayed in Ilara's mind. Somewhere out there, a warlord was preparing to test the blood as a weapon. Rin slammed his fist against the table. They already have enough. If the weapon is activated, Earth will be marked for destruction. Ilara stared at the vial she still held. Then we stop them before they use it. The Sorith alien, who had fought by their side since the first attack, stepped forward. Their flagship carries the weapon, but it's not only a weapon, it's a symbol. If they unleash it, every alien species will join them against you. Rin turned sharply. How do we get aboard? The Sorith's eyes glowed faintly. Through a shadow. Their ship's defenses are strong, but there is a weakness in their engines. I can guide you. Ilara hesitated. Even if we get in, how do we destroy the weapon? One drop of this blood can kill thousands. If they've made more, the alien looked at her gravely. Then you must do what the Guardians feared. You must use the blood against them. Her breath caught. You're saying, turn the weapon back on its makers. Yes, he said. It may be the only way. The crew prepared quickly. Weapons were armed, the shuttle disguised under stolen codes. As they approached the massive flagship, its hull glittered like black steel, lit with eerie green lights. Ilara whispered, "It looks alive." Rin's hands tightened on the controls. Alive or not, we're going in. The disguise worked. Their shuttle slipped past scanners and latched onto the underbelly of the warlord's ship. They entered through a maintenance hatch, silent and tense. Inside, the corridors were dark, filled with the sound of humming machinery. Strange liquid tubes ran along the walls, glowing faintly red. Ilara touched one and shivered. "It's blood," she whispered. The Sorith nodded. "They are already producing it in large amounts." They moved carefully, hiding from patrols. But halfway through, Ilara froze. She heard footsteps, familiar ones. From the shadows stepped Kale, their former ally, now wearing alien armor. He smirked. "You should have let me finish my work. Now it's too late. The weapon will rise, and I'll be at the warlord's side." Rin aimed his rifle. "Move, Kyle! You've already betrayed enough." Kyle laughed. "You can't shoot me. Without me, you'll never reach the weapon chamber." Ilara's voice was cold. "Then show us. Help us stop this." He tilted his head. "Or I could lead you straight into a trap." The Sorith's blade gleamed. "Make your choice quickly, traitor." For a tense moment, silence filled the corridor. Then Kyle sighed, lowering his weapon. "Fine, I'll take you there. But when this ends, don't expect forgiveness." They followed Kyle through winding halls until they reached a huge chamber. At its center stood a device, a massive capsule filled with swirling red liquid. The weapon. Ilara's chest tightened. "That's not just one vial, that's oceans of blood." Kyle's voice was almost proud. "Enough to wipe out entire fleets with a single drop." Rin growled. "We're destroying it. Now." Before they could move, alarms blared. The warlord's guards stormed in, weapons raised. Kyle smirked. "Did you really think I would make this easy?" Betrayal burned in Ilara's chest. But before despair could take hold, the Sorith leapt into action, blades flashing, blocking the guards. Rin fired shot after shot, covering Ilara. As she raced to the capsule, she pressed her hand to the control panel, heart pounding. "If I release too much, it will kill us all." Rin shouted, "Do it! Better we die than let them win." Ilara stared at the vial in her pocket, then at the massive capsule before her. With trembling hands, she injected her own blood into the system. The reaction was instant. The capsule glowed brighter, then burst into a storm of red energy. Alien guards screamed as their bodies dissolved, collapsing into ash. Kyle tried to run, but the spreading wave consumed him too. The Sorith shouted, "Now! Escape before the ship collapses!" The team sprinted through shaking corridors, the flagship crumbling behind them. They reached the shuttle just as fire tore through the hull. As they blasted away, Ilara looked back at the burning wreck. "We did it! The weapon is gone!" The Sorith's voice was quiet. "Yes, but the war is not over. The universe has seen what you are capable of. They will not forget. They will not forgive." Rin looked at Ilara. "Then we keep fighting until the truth sets us free." Ilara held the vial, still glowing faintly in her hand. She whispered, "This is our curse, and our only chance." The stars ahead looked darker than ever. The final battle was still to come. The stars outside the window burned with strange light. The crew sat in silence, the memory of the flagship's destruction still fresh. Smoke and fire had consumed their enemies, but victory felt hollow. The vial in Ilara's hand glowed faintly, a reminder that the truth was far from finished. Rin broke the silence. "We destroyed their weapon. That should have been the end. So why doesn't it feel like it?" The Sorith leaned forward, his glowing eyes unreadable. "Because the warlord wanted you to destroy it." Ilara's heart skipped. "What do you mean?" The alien's voice was grim. "The flagship was never the true weapon. It was a test, a sacrifice. The real creation is hidden deeper, somewhere even I cannot see." Rin cursed under his breath. "So all that blood, all those battles, and we only cut off the tail." Ilara looked at the vial again. "Then where's the head?" Before the Sorith could answer, their ship's console lit up. A message came through, encrypted but human in origin. The screen flickered and a figure appeared. It was Commander Hale, their old superior from Earth. His face was pale, his voice sharp. "Ilara, Rin, if you're hearing this, you've gone too far. The blood is not just alien, it's human. It was ours all along." Ilara froze. "What?" Hale continued. "The project began decades ago, buried under secrecy. The aliens only perfected what we created. They're not the only monsters here, we are." The screen went dark. Rin slammed his fist down. "They knew. All this time they knew." Ilara whispered, "We've been fighting ghosts of our own making." The Sorith's voice cut through the silence. "And now you must choose. Do you reveal this truth to the galaxy or bury it forever?" The ship jolted violently. Sirens blared. Another vessel appeared outside, sleek, massive, unmistakably human. Its weapons locked on them. Rin shouted, "It's Earth's fleet. They're here to erase us." Ilara grabbed the controls. "Not if we outrun them." The chase began. Their shuttle darted between asteroids, dodging beams of light that tore through stone and dust. Rin fired back, but their weapons were weak against the Earth ship's armor. Ilara's voice shook. "We can't fight them. We have to make them hear us." The Sorith's eyes glowed brighter. "Or you use what you hold." She looked at the vial in her hand. If she unleashed it, the pursuing ship would crumble. But it wasn't only soldiers aboard. It was humans, her people. Rin shouted, "Do it, or we die here." Ilara hesitated. "And if we become the very thing we're fighting?" The Sorith stepped closer. "Then perhaps the universe should see the truth." The pursuing ship drew closer. Over the comms, a cold voice echoed, "Surrender the vial. You are traitors to Earth." Ilara's grip tightened. If Earth created this, then they're the traitors. She turned on the comms and shouted, "Listen to me. The blood is not alien. It's ours. You're fighting a war built on lies." For a moment, silence answered her. Then the ship fired again. Rin yelled, "No time! Decide now!" Ilara's eyes burned with fury. She slammed the vial into the ship's power core. The engines roared, and a wave of crimson energy pulsed outward. It wasn't a weapon of death this time. It was a signal. The energy carried the truth, broadcasting hails. Confession across every frequency, every ship, every world in range. The Earth fleet froze in place. Their weapons powered down as the message played again and again. The blood is human. The war is a lie. Ilara fell back in her seat, trembling. It's done. They all know now. The Sorith's voice was soft. Truth is more dangerous than any weapon. Outside, the stars seemed darker, as if the galaxy itself was holding its breath. Would the humans turn against their leaders? Would the aliens strike harder, knowing humanity's secret? Rin looked at Ilara. You just lit a fire across the universe. She nodded, exhausted but resolute. Then let it burn. Better the fire of truth than the silence of lies. The stars stretched before them, vast and uncertain. The war was not over, but now at least the truth belonged to everyone.